Something's happening. Oh, I see that. I see the red light, so
Yeah.
that means a good thing. Yeah.
That's so
Okay.
neat.
It is pretty interesting, isn't it? Oh, look at that. We're live.
Oh, we're live right now.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
here,
okay.
that's happening. That's
I wanna
happening.
I wanna
Surprise,
share it.
Mike.
I wanna
Hi,
share
everybody.
it.
I'm Tim Tamashiro. I'm here at Mike Morrison's home and the beautiful painting. And Mike is the Mike of Mike's Bloggity Blog. And we're just so excited to be here.
Hi,
Thank you.
how are you? I'm very excited. I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to share this video.
Well, if anybody knows the ins and outs of sharing videos while it's actually happening on the Facebook Lives, it's Mike Morrison, and I'm just so happy to be here.
Okay.
He's figuring it out. What we're going to talk about today is Mike has an amazing event coming up in June, and it is called Social West, and it's all about the internets of the world,
digital
and the
marketing,
experts.
and, social media, all that stuff. Yeah.
I'm really excited about that, and we're also going to get to know you as a person. We're going to have a deep, depth conversation about life in general, meaning,
Yeah.
the Bible.
Well.
No, we're not going to talk about the
Okay.
Bible. And surprise!
That'll be a very short conversation.
And we're also going to talk a little bit about this amazing thing that I got over my shoulder here, this amazing, beautiful bike, because you are a passionate bicycle
I am.
man. So we love that.
But a shockingly lazy one, too.
Oh, well, that's nothing
yeah.
wrong with that. So, welcome to
Thank
Handshake
you
with
so
the
much.
handshake,
Thank
starting
you.
it off.
There you go. Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to tweet one more thing.
Okay, you
about
tweet.
this.
I'm going to put this up here, Mike Morrison. Look
Oh.
at this. How we're gonna. Look, I'm gonna go like that. Connoisseur of the internet.
Oh.
Yes.
That's
he's
so
gonna.
cool.
He's putting it onto now onto Twitter.
Yep.
And then he's gonna make sure it's fired out to your MySpace page.
Yeah, my nice.
And
Something like that.
and all that kind of stuff.
Chat it live in my house.
Yes.
And share. Done.
Done.
See, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's me.
Done. All right. Okay, now I'm going to pay
So
attention.
now
I'm
all
sorry.
that stuff is out of the way.
Actually, I
Thank you
wanna
for. You have a beautiful home here.
Thank
Your backyard is amazing. I'm not going to give away the exact
Yeah,
location,
please
but you're beautifully central, and you have this beautiful character home that you and your partner have just absolutely made into the most joyous space.
We're so lucky. Yeah, we renovated this tiny little house we found, and it's filled with every nook is something that we want there on purpose. And I think every piece of art is local art, I'm pretty sure, which is fantastic.
Two thumbs up for that.
Yeah, and I mean, this one is sort of the character piece. The whole room's built around it, and it's Mandy Stobo. She did it for us.
The Mandy Stobo.
Yeah, of course. Have you had her on your show?
Well, it's been an elusive situation with Mandy and I, because we've been communicating,
Yep.
and she said yes a couple of times, and then there were sick kids, and then I said yes, and then so anyways, Mandy
Sick
is
kids
going
will
to
get you every time.
definitely going to be
Okay, now
here.
I'm done sharing.
Okay.
Now I'm done.
Okay,
There.
you're not oversharing, are you?
Well, that's what I
promise
do
me.
for a living.
If you haven't gotten a chance to see Mike's blog, it's called Mike's Bloggity Blog, and but changes are coming. We won't talk about those actual changes as we right now.
Yeah.
But it's been up and running for how long now?
This is year 12. Year 12.
It's
Almost,
like you're Nostradamus. That you know that all this internet stuff was gonna turn into something.
There
amazing.
was, yeah, I'm coming up on my 5,000th blog. That's hard to say.
5,000th
blog.
Oh
post.
my goodness.
Yeah, I'm about 20 or 30 away, so the next month or two I should hit it, which is crazy.
And your focus is entertainment
Mm-hmm.
and Calgary.
Calgary, like Canadian, so it always evolves, just as any one person would have evolved over the last 12 years.
Yeah.
So it started as heavily Canadian entertainment focused. So, bands, music,
Yeah.
TV shows, things like that.
All
And
the
then-
Margaret Atwood news that
Yeah.
is fit to
Yeah.
print, basically, right?
I was Margaret Atwood. If you needed to know something about her, it was 101.
Bruno Gerussi.
Yeah. So it was that, and even now, I mean, there wasn't really a ton of sites that were saying good stuff about Canadian entertainment. Like people, in terms of like, it was always like, that's pretty good for Canada. That's pretty good for Canada. Where like Mike's blog, he was like, do you know about this artist? Do you know about this song? Do you know about this TV
Good.
show? Things
Good.
like that.
Good.
So it sort of helped me stick out a bit, and it's just evolved. So it evolves more travel, evolves now definitely more Calgary. So it started here, but at first I didn't, not purposely or anything, just wasn't like talking about Calgary that much, and now it's so many cool things happening here all the time. It's hard not to.
I get a feeling that that you have that this whole internet craze might catch on, that it's really opened up your life to all sorts of new possibilities. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, working in media was always my dream. I'm from New Brunswick, and I'm a small person, I'm a gay person, all those things that I'm not beautiful. So all of those things, but no,
beautiful.
no, but by Canadian by media standards, those are all things that honestly discount me a lot from ever working in the media.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
whether we want to like admit it or not, and so working now, the internet has given someone like me who's as passionate about the media and the landscape as everyone else, but maybe doesn't have a full head of hair. It's given me a shot, and I'm able to build my own audience and share the stories that I'm passionate about.
And your audience has grown significantly. What like? Is there any metrics that you can share with us? That give us an idea.
It's the last 2 years. The blog itself has seen over 1 million unique visitors each year, which is really incredible.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's right.
But every month it's not like I don't even know what 1 million divided by 12 is. It's not.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's not hundreds of thousands visiting in a month. Those tend to those numbers get generated from maybe 12 super successful blog posts.
Okay.
So I'd say it averages about 50,000 unique visitors a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those visitors are coming from where? Are they local? Albertan?
It's actually pretty Canadian because I'm from the East Coast, and so a lot of my friends and family have been following for so long, and I'm super passionate about the East Coast. And then because I'm here, so the audience is here, and then because I'm often writing about a lot of things around like the Toronto stratosphere, in terms of entertainment.
Well, it is
culture.
the center of the earth.
It is the center of the universe, yeah.
So...
they have a big needle to make you find it.
Yeah.
So it actually tends to be pretty Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great.
It is great.
Yeah.
Because we have such unique you're the CBC. You're like an individual version of CBC.
Oh, well, that's very nice.
I think that's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
With that whole Canadian angle, have you found that people are appreciating the Canadian entertainment in a new way? Like, do you get the chance to talk to people that do appreciate?
Yeah, I'd say more people are starting to celebrate, like especially Calgary more or Alberta more. There's it's a TV blogger, a TVA. It's a Canadian TV blog, and I remember years ago she was saying we need to stop saying this is pretty good for Canada. This is pretty good for for Alberta.
Just awesome. Period.
And it's just
right?
And I think when you watch like Kim's Convenience or Schitt's Creek or Baroness
amazing
von
shows.
Show. Those shows are
Baroness von Sketch
is so good. And those
clever.
shows are good by any metric, not for Canada, not for US, not for whatever. And they're just solid. So I think the internet has allowed Canadians to see more of what's happening in Canada, and the great things, and people sharing beautiful photos and cool stories, things like that.
There are a number of bloggers and Instagram stars from town here that really do focus on like that whole beautiful Banff landscape and the coolness that is happening within Calgary, fashion, food.
But if you say you were going to come to Alberta for one day only and once in your life, I would take you to Drumheller before I took you to Banff. If I'm being honest.
Put that on the record, ladies and gentlemen. Drumheller is amazing.
It's so unique, and I love I go to the mountains. I'm going this weekend. I love the mountains.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like Drumheller. There's nothing like Wayne. There's the coulees. All that stuff is just so. Your brain can't wrap your head around it. And the tiny towns there, Rosebud, all those things. You can just spend. It's
amazing.
I really love it.
And the theater that's out there.
Yeah.
And if you go the north way, you can stop by the Gopher Museum.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
The Gopher Museum.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
There's a ghost town near there, and it's really so different than anything else in Canada.
And it's the best in the world.
Yeah.
Literally the Louvre of dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Would you say that?
Yeah, it's true. And like we went digging for dinosaurs in Brooks, outside of Brooks at Dinosaur Provincial Park. Yeah, you can go with paleontologists, which is anyone can go.
Go do that.
And we said like, we hope we find one fossil. Like, it would be so cool. And to get to the dig site, you're just stepping over like entire fossils of giant dinosaurs. Like down in that Dinosaur Provincial Park, which is different than Drumheller. We were pulling out like razor sharp teeth. And the guy was like, "You're the first human to ever see that," and like your brain is just
Brain is blown.
like yeah, and it's an hour from here. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
You heard it here. The place to go if you're coming to
Yes.
Alberta. Sure, you can go to the mountains. Of course, you got to
Yes.
go to the mountains, but make sure you go east to Drumheller.
South is so cool.
South is very,
I love
very
it.
cool. You are a passionate bike man.
Yes.
Biker. I
Biker.
would say
Yeah.
biker without the leather jacket. But this beautiful bicycle that's behind.
Yeah.
This is something that
It's
you're very
hanging in the
passionate about,
background,
and
yeah.
you have. What's the name of your bike?
It's called Calgary by Bike.
Calgary by
it's just
Bike,
Like a guide. It's like the Lonely Planet for the bike tracks. So it's a way of seeing all the cool things to see in the downtown bike network, like patios and bars and restaurants and places for kids and public art and stuff. Like
Oh
that.
my!
Yeah, all those things. It's like we've done 3 editions, and then I think there's like 175 things listed, and that's just in the downtown core.
That doesn't even count that if you go on the paths and just zip a little bit into a different
No, exactly. Yeah,
neighborhood,
it's mostly
right?
this is just the cycle track, the downtown cycle track, and because Calgary has the largest urban bike network in North America. Did you know that?
I'm just learning that now for the
Facts.
first time,
I
and
got facts
those
for
are
you.
facts, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen. And controversial as it is, it sounds like it's really beneficial to a lot of people.
Oh, for
right?
sure. Yeah. No,
Sure.
those numbers are. I actually like the way people watching from outside Calgary. We did a bike pilot for a year, so we had all the counters and it was all live, and so people could see the numbers go up, or not down, but or not go up live, and so that really helped, I think, with the public debate. Because
Sure.
when people are like, "Oh, I walked by today and no one was using it," you could show them the live chart and like, "Oh, actually, 1,000 people used it today." Maybe when no one was on it when you walked by.
Yeah.
But here's proof that 1,000 people used it.
The global warming
Yeah.
type of argument. Well, it's colder today.
Yeah.
There's no global warming.
Yeah. Exactly. Same thing. Yeah.
You're a year-round biker, bicycler.
Not too much.
Fair weather.
Yeah, I'm very. Oh
bicycler.
no.
Fair weather.
I don't pretend to be. No. I'm very fair weather, and I try to I honestly don't bike anywhere further than like 20 minutes. I love biking. I bike everywhere.
Yeah.
But I don't have spandex. I'm not biking out to IKEA.
You don't have one of
No.
those helmets that swoops
No,
back like
no.
like a Ferrari.
No,
or
I'm a
anything
very
like that.
casual-
Although you could rock it.
I
You could totally rock it.
very casual, but I would say my passion for it is because seeing so many people use it and seeing the benefits of it. So
Sure.
I'm insistent that I live in a city with it.
Yeah.
But in the summertime I use it 8 times a day. In the wintertime I tend to switch to walking a bit. I love walking.
But you
too.
can still see the city in a beautiful way.
No,
Walking just a
exactly.
little
Yeah,
slower.
yeah.
That's lovely. This is a controversial question I'm going to ask
Uh-oh.
you. Are you for or against pedal assist?
Oh, well, I love it when I've done it.
That's not a hardball question. I
No,
know that's
I would-
not. That's
of all the controversial questions
that I
you
could
could
have
have
asked you.
That was not one I was worried about. I've used it. We did in Canmore. They have a festival called Uncorked, and where an Olympian, one of the dinners, an Olympian takes you around to all these restaurants.
Oh.
But Canmore is a bit hilly, obviously.
Yeah,
it's in
yeah,
the
yeah.
mountains, and so we rented electric bikes. And that took us around. So we're going up these steep hills, and we're passing the Olympian. It was great though.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
No, I support it. Anything that gets more people biking, anything that gets more people, attacking those limitations that they say.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to bike because they'll get sweaty. That's
Yeah.
fine. That is,
Yeah.
and so
yeah, that is
I
one.
think,
That is
I would
one of
say-
the arguments against.
Yeah.
Or for the pedal assist.
I
but-
would say I would care more about speed limit than how you're getting around.
Oh,
so I
okay,
don't want
yeah.
people biking 40 kilometers an hour on the city bike lanes because you
Yeah.
can go that fast on those things. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
I don't want that because then that becomes intimidating to everyone else on the bike paths.
yeah.
But I'm supportive of it. But I would probably, gosh, I'm terrified that I said this because there's going to be all these e-bike people. But I would say I'd be
behave yourselves.
I'd be more interested in maintaining a speed limit
Yeah.
than what you're using to get around.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm anticipating buying a pedal assist this year.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a lot of fun because I live way out in Tuscany.
Okay.
But I do want to bike around downtown, and I have a folding bike, but I don't want to drive my car downtown so I can ride my bike downtown.
exactly.
All that.
I'm
kind of
afraid
stuff.
of the cost. They're so expensive that when you...
You know, I found one called Rad Bikes. This episode brought to you by Rad Bikes.
Sponsored by... Yeah.
And it's about $2,000.
But I would be so scared to like go. You're downtown. You're popping into a pub. I would be so scared about locking like a $2,000 bike.
Oh yeah.
So just make sure you have the locks.
I got lots of locks.
Okay.
I'll lock it up big time.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff coming up in June, and this is the 3rd annual Social West. Social media conference for all the brains and all the great ideas and movers and shakers in Western Canada to come together and learn.
Yeah, here in Calgary.
Yeah.
You know, I think social. Yeah, it's our 3rd year. We're expecting about 500 people this year, which is really incredible. And for me, it's a focus and philosophy on education primarily. I said yesterday to someone, I was like, you won't find the word inspiration on our website. I often think there's too many events that are focused on inspiring you and not enough educating you, which is fine. And that some people are only looking for inspiration. Inspiration for me tends to go in one ear out the other.
Okay.
You know, or I'll feel really energized.
You're more of a practical.
Yeah.
You're a practical person.
I'll feel energized. Right? I'll go to my computer. I'm like, oh, I actually didn't learn anything different. I'm just excited to work more. You know. So so we really focus on education. So we're bringing in people who, you know, I picture them almost like working until like 5 minutes before their presentation, and they run over, give their presentation, and they run back and keep working. So
it's a difficult business, and it requires a ton of your time, right? You got to be on 24/7.
Yeah, and it evolves to even some of the speaker pitches we get. Like I don't even know what they're talking about sometimes. I'm like, that's right? A thing? Like they're like, of course it's a thing. I'm like, oh my goodness, because years ago when I started talking about social media and teaching social media, I could very easily handle a 1-hour class. I'm like, here's social media 101. Now in an hour you can barely touch what a business should be doing.
And as soon as you say what the environment is like, as soon as it comes out of your mouth, the environment has changed. Probably.
Yeah.
Right?
I usually when I'm presenting, I usually finish up with like, and none of that is relevant anymore. Like it's completely different. So
what I just said is now extinct.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the dinosaurs.
But then we have Terry O'Reilly, who's coming in.
So good.
Which is like
favorite podcast of all time, by the way. Just the best.
I like that, and when I booked him, they're like, okay, and then he'll like call you a month before, and I was like, I get to talk to him. Like,
I get to talk to Terry
excited.
O'Reilly.
But what I love about what Terry O'Reilly's podcast does is, it's not necessarily about one type of marketing, but the rules are the same. So here's something that happened in the 20s. Here's how it applies to what your marketing philosophy today. So like, it's the rules that I think are important, and the guidelines and that sort of thing, and just how we tell the story has changed. But
the podcast, his podcast is called Under the Influence. It used to be called The Age of Persuasion.
Oh yeah.
And but you know what the weirdest thing is? I'm gonna have to talk to him if I come to the conference. I always forget the name of the podcast.
Oh.
It just doesn't stick in my brain.
Under the Influence.
It just doesn't stick in my brain for some reason. I don't know why that is.
He says it a lot.
He does say Under the Influence.
And his new book, This I Know, is really good.
Yeah. So he's definitely a marketing genius that understands the inner workings and attaches good lessons to good stories.
I think even if you don't work in marketing, they're just good stories.
They are.
Like they're
just
fantastic. Or like why blue used to be the girl color, and then one company changed it.
Yeah.
And then now it's switched.
Now it's all switched around. Yeah.
Hearing all that stuff, it's just sort of good for trivia night too.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's good to expand your trivia tools.
Exactly.
And then you're also going to have people that understand the internets and social media and in new, innovative ways.
Yeah. It's definitely digital marketing. So, we have people talking about SEO. We have people talking about Facebook ads, and I think we actually might have 2 or 3 speakers about Facebook ads because it's such... I mean, you could have a whole conference on Facebook ads.
Sure.
You could have, and then we have people, talking about how to manage social media 24 hours a day. Because for some people, that's a priority. So we have the Calgary Airport coming in to talk about how they do that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, because every company uses social media differently. If you're a hotel, a restaurant, an airport, people use it as your calling card, your comment card. And so you do have to be on it. Where a business like something in a small business, no one's tweeting them at 11 p.m. being like, like asking them questions or anything like that.
So they would have more of a power zone where they would have to kind of pay attention to
Yeah,
their social
exactly.
media as
Yeah.
opposed to off hours.
And I think when you're trying to talk to businesses about the importance of social media, they think they have to be on as much as WestJet or something like that, and it becomes very intimidating. So then they don't do it. So then you sort of have to talk to them a bit about the philosophy of and showing them the importance of it. You know, and I don't think small businesses have to be on social media every day. All day. I think,
All day.
I think there's ways of managing it so you can get your work done, but it's your marketing tool now. It's your best advertiser.
And the best way to learn about all these strategies is to go to a conference like Social West.
At Social West.
And those tickets are on sale right now,
They're
aren't
on sale right now. Yeah, we have like 10 early bird tickets left, and then it'll be regular price after.
10
that.
left. You
10
can
left.
get early. How much did they save?
$74.
That's a lot of money.
It is, yeah.
That's a lot of money.
And we're already over 70% sold, so we're already well into the 300s, and so the people in the room are also is part of the experience.
Oh,
because
yeah.
For the most part, they're they are all like-minded because they're at that type of conference, and we have it's about 35% people from outside of Calgary, so it's your chance from 6 different provinces so far attendees. So it's your chance to see what everyone's doing in Canada, and maybe they have similar businesses, and so you can chat, or maybe a nonprofit can learn from oil and gas.
Well, you meet the most fascinating people. I've been to one of your conferences in the past, and just walking around shaking hands and talking to somebody who runs the Alberta Travel Alberta social media program. I'm meeting somebody else that has a travel blog where they're husband and wife, and that's what they do is they travel and they do long-term stays and house sitting situations.
Yeah.
And all sorts of stuff. It's very inspiring.
Yeah, and it is inspiring. And even if someone's like, well, I'm never going to be a travel writer, I just think it's good to know that there's people out there doing those things, and we can still, even though we're all doing different things with social media and digital marketing, we can all learn from each other. And I think it's really good to gather those types of people together, because we can so often, I know for me, I can end up here working from home all day. It'll be like 6 o'clock, and I haven't talked to a single human being yet, right? So
guilty.
Yeah, exactly,
guilty.
right? So it's good to get us all out of, we walk out into the sun, and we're just like, oh my god. yeah, exactly. So we're going to be doing more events as we grow. We did in December we did a freelancers Christmas party. So
nice.
So freelancers who don't have an office, they don't get a Christmas party. So we said, well, we'll just throw one for you. And so
that's a nice way to be able to have that.
Exactly.
Go out and talk to some of your friends that you've probably talked to throughout the year in the city and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm excited about all the innovations that you're doing and all the steps forward in the social media world here in Calgary. And I know that as far as the city is concerned, you're somebody that the social media community definitely looks up to and says, Mike is doing it right.
Well, that's
Mike
nice.
is doing it.
Doesn't feel like it sometimes.
Well, of course not. It's because social media, sometimes they can be assholes, though, too, right?
Oh, can you swear?
I can swear on the internet. That's okay.
I like it.
And
my cat is. You're being a professional because my cat is smelling your feet as we talk.
Okay. It's okay. Very sweet kitty.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on Handshake.
I
really
great.
do appreciate it. Yes, we have to handshake at the end as well. Thank you for joining. This has been Mike Morrison with me today, and hopefully we get to talk a lot more.
I would love
as
to.
the years go along.
I would love to.
We have
Congratulations on all of this. You're carving a path. There aren't a lot of live shows in Calgary, or really in Canada, that have a regular schedule, and you're doing it. And,
as regular as I can, anyways.
No, but that's the only we give up on social media too quickly because we think it's supposed to be viral, think it's supposed to be instant. But the only way this show is going to grow is if you keep doing it. And so and having regular content is going to be huge for you. So
and luckily, one of my big thrills in my everyday is to just go on to talk to people and connect and to delight the audience and the guests. So,
it gave me a reason to clean the house, so that's good.
And it's immaculate, I must say. Our slogan here at Handshake is "Be smart, be funny, be kind."
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
So it's a good way to remind people that there's only really 3 things you got to do in life every day. Be smart enough to learn the lessons that life is trying to teach you, because if you don't learn them, you got to learn them all over again. Be funny, laugh at yourself and with others. Be kind to yourself, especially, and to others, and the world can be a better place. There you go.
You're the best. It's so good. Look at the smile. I'm just like,
Look at your big
it's so
beaming
great.
smile. There you go. That was worth it right there.
Yeah.
Thanks again. This has
Thank
been
you.
another edition of Handshake on Facebook Live. I'm Tim Tam. See you the next time. Bye-bye.